Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll recap a 2021 supernatural horror film named Demonic. Before we start, it is a request to please like and comment on the video as it will help us to grow our reach. At the beginning of the movie, we see Carly, who is looking for her mother. She comes to a building looking for her where she hears her asking for help. After some time, she finds her in a room where she asks her, "Don't you see what she is standing in?" She then sets the room on fire and suddenly Carly wakes up from her sleep. The next day she gets a text from her friend Martin asking her to meet. Then she receives a call from her friend Sam and she asks her for her address as she is going to meet her. Both of them are meeting after a long time and they were very happy to meet each other. Carly tells him that she got a text from Martin but did not text him back. It's been around 7 years since she talked to him. The pair cut off their other childhood friend Martin after he began to make strange theories about Angela, Carly's mother. Then after talking for some time, Carly leaves there. Now the next day Carly goes to meet Martin, where Martin tells Carly that he was invited to be part of a focus group test for a company called Therapol, which involved real medical patients, one of which was a comatose Angela. Later that night she is contacted by a guy named Michael from Therapol, and he tells her that her mother is not doing too well. When Carly asks him what happened to her, Michael tells her that they can't discuss medical details over the phone, but if she comes in, they can explain everything to her. The next day Carly reaches Therapol where she meets Michael. Michael takes her inside and tells her that Therapol is a medical imaging company with some funds coming from the government and some from the private. Then he introduces her to Daniel, who is the lead researcher of this company, and he himself is a physician. Carly tells them that she has not been in contact with Angela for a long time. Michael then explains to her that Angela fell into a coma following a series of violent episodes in prison and is locked inside her body. They tell Carly that Angela is highly active inside a simulation, calling for Carly and Martin. They ask Carly if she is willing to enter Angela's mind to talk to her. But it can be very confusing for the outsider because a piece of one place, one memory might be inserted into another. Carly reluctantly agrees to do so, after which they click a photo of her for simulation. After this, they take her to her mother, whose condition is very bad. They tell her that she was becoming more violent over the years. Then they prepare her for simulation and lays her on the bed next to Angela. They tell her that after going inside they can see and hear her, but she cannot hear them. And whenever she asks, they will pull her right out immediately. Then Michael and Daniel go to the control room and drop her inside the simulation. Now we see Carly inside the simulation where she is outside her childhood home. She enters the house and is shocked to see this. She finds Angela in a room there and she tells her that she never wanted to see her again, but she never got a chance to tell her how much she hates her. Angela says she knew it and now she wants her to leave. Carly asks her to turn and look at her, but Angela says that she doesn't want to and she will want to endanger her. But after Carly insists, Angela looks back and asks her to leave. Hearing this, Carly gets angry and both of them get into an argument. Seeing this, Michael asks Daniel to pull Carly out. After this, he tells Carly that she will have to go to the simulation again, but she refuses to do so. To which Michael tells her that she has a chance to know for the first time why her mother left her 20 years ago, and she should ask her about this. That night she has a nightmare where she hears her mother's voice. She follows the sound to a cabin where she finds a strange symbol made of a raven carcass. Carly arrives at Therapol for another trip inside the simulation. This time when she reaches there, she finds a tunnel and she gets very surprised to see that. Through it, she reaches into a field outside an old sanatorium where Angela had worked at. She finds Angela there, who tells her about someone that it gets its power from here. But now it lives in her. Carly asks who lives inside her, on which she asks her to leave from there. But Carly asks her why did she call her and Martin here, to which Angela says it was not her and she again asks her to leave. Then all of a sudden she starts levitating in the air. Seeing which Carly is surprised and she requests Daniel to get her out of there. But Michael does not let Daniels do this. Here Carly runs from there and starts searching for an exit and she could not understand anything what to do now. Then she heads towards the sanatorium where she sees Sam's body. She was wondering how Sam came there and then an avian-like demon comes there. Carly gets very scared seeing it and in real life we see her arm slashing open. After which she suddenly gets up. Later Daniel says that he has no answer as to how this happened. She asks why didn't they take her out. Michael asks her where is the place where her mother took her in the simulation, to which Carly reveals she had a small group including Sam, Martin, and her. One afternoon they were drinking at her house because Angela was out. Suddenly she felt like something had happened to Angela. That day Angela went to a sanatorium for tuberculosis. She was on the provincial medical team and asked to evaluate if it could eventually be reopened. She forced Martin to take her there. When they reached there, they found her car abandoned, but they could not find her. They then went into that building where they found Angela in an unconscious state with a cut on her arm. Then she brought her home, but she was not talking to her. Then she changed completely and it got worse and worse. One day she saw Angela chopping a raven bird into pieces in the kitchen, and one day when she returned home, Angela was being put in a police car, and she smiled looking at her. Then she came to know that Angela had set fire to an old aged care home where she had worked before. She killed 21 people. According to police, she also killed 5 people in a local church by poisoning them, including her grandmother. That day she made a choice that she will never see her again. Michael then asked her if there was anyone else in the simulation besides her and Angela. Carly tells them about Sam, after which she leaves. Carly visits Martin and tells him about her experience. She asks him about some of his notes and sketches, on which he tells her that it all started after they found her mother. He started sleepwalking. He had nightmares, which he started writing and sketching. He then shows her theories about demonic possession, showing Carly a sketch of the creature she saw in the simulation. He explains how the demon manipulates its target through their family and friends. He thinks that the sanitarium is built on some sort of haunted land. In 1889 it was a fur trading post. Accounts of bodily possessions and murder are all documented. In the first stage of the infection, the subject makes an amulet using parts of a raven, like the one her mother made. He also tells Carly of his theory that the Vatican is funding special black ops groups consisting of priests. The Vatican buys companies like Therapol to detect genuinely possessed people who seemingly suffer from medical conditions, before the squad eliminates the demon by bringing it to its entry point from hell. In the case of the supposed demon taking over Angela, this is the sanatorium. He asks her if she is getting any hallucinations outside the simulation as well, because this is the way of demon. A bewildered Carly refuses to believe in this theory and leaves from there. Martin begins to suspect the demon has latched onto her. Now when she reaches her house at night, Sam is already there, but Carly tells her to leave. Sam does not understand this behavior, on which Carly tells her that she is coming from Martin's house and she also met Angela today. Sam tells her to call her if she needs anything, and then she leaves from there. Then in the night, Carly wakes up to some sound and someone starts banging on her door. But when she opens the door, Sam is there. Then they both start talking, where Sam tells her that she wants to show her a trick and tells her if she can't find her, she can look for her in the woods. Then she puts a bird mask on her head and the lights of the room start flickering. She suddenly contorts her body and starts moving towards Carly. Carly gets scared seeing this and barricades herself in her bedroom, where she is attacked by the demon. She wakes up. It is revealed that Daniel and Michael are watching her and that Martin's theory is correct. The demon has become obsessed with Carly while trapped in Angela's comatose body and wants to possess her to commit the same crimes it made Angela do. There are priests and plan to eliminate the demon at the sanatorium. Carly reaches Sam's house and finds her missing. She calls 911 and tells them that something has happened to her friend. Her front door was open and the power was out and she is not answering her phone. Then after some time, an officer comes there, and after investigating the house, he says that there are no signs of forced entry, so they have to wait for 48 hours. And if it's necessary, they will open up a missing person case. She then goes to Martin's house and tells him that Sam is missing. Martin tells her to keep calm, after which she tells him that she had a nightmare. In it, Sam told her to look for her in the woods if she could not find her. Carly says that they have to go there to find her, but Martin stops her from doing so and says that the demon is luring her. She says that Sam stood by her when no one else did, so she doesn't have a choice. They then travel to the woods where they find her car. Martin gets out of the car and goes to check, but Sam is not there. Then they see something and retrieve a traumatized Sam, who claims a group of men took Angela into the nearby sanatorium. They take her back to Martin's car, and when Martin was about to start the car, Carly tells him that they have to find Angela. Martin tries to explain to her that this is a demon's trick to lure her back into the building, but Carly does not listen to him and Martin agrees to support her. Upon reaching the sanatorium, they find the body of a Black Ops soldier. Martin loads his gun and says they will both go inside and return if they don't find Angela in 10 minutes. After a while, they see the simulation and Martin also finds the stuff of exorcism there. Then they stumble upon a dying Daniel. Daniel explains how the demon has entered Michael, who killed the squad. He is now free and it won't stop coming for her. Then he gives her a holy lance that will kill the demon. He tells her that to save her mother, she has to go into the simulation and get her out. Then they start going inside the sanatorium where Carly asks Martin to shoot her if the demon takes her. Inside they find a strange room where Angela is kept for exorcism. She tells Martin that she will try to get Angela out by going inside, and Martin helps her in this and asks her to do it quickly. She enters the simulation where she meets Angela, but there everything is reversed. Here Martin encounters the demon and he shoots him, but it does not harm the demon and he keeps on moving toward him. Then we hear Martin screams. Angela tells her that she should not have come here. She tells her that the demon has left her and now he is out from where she came. Carly asks her to go out with her, but Angela says that she is at peace now and amends with her before dying. Carly escapes the simulation and looks for Martin, who has gone missing. Then she comes out from there and goes to Daniel, but he too was dead. There she finds night vision goggles in the car, after which she stumbles across Martin's car, which is now in flames, as well as Sam's burnt corpse. Now she can hear Martin's screams, and as she follows it, she finds Martin being tortured by Michael. Martin tells her that he has come here for her and asks her to leave, but she tries to free him. Then Michael comes there and starts moving towards her. Carly runs away and Michael comes to Martin and tells him that when he comes back in Carly's body, he will burn him too. Here Carly is trying to hide from Martin when he comes from behind and grabs her and tells her that she is his new home. But she stabs him with the lance, killing him and accidentally sending the demon into herself. Carly wrestles with the possession and finally, the demon takes his control over her. But suddenly she stabs herself with the lance and we see the demon comes out of her body and dies by burning. Sometime later, we see Carly in a hospital and make amends with Martin. After being discharged from the hospital, she leaves flowers at Angela's grave and the movie ends here. Please do like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.